Why, hi everyone, this is Corey, also known as Young Buffett. I'm just giving you guys my first video tutorial, first walkthrough of how I conduct my trades. So first off, I'm on the Oanda FX trade platform. So I'm going to start off by going to the 1 week charts here. Let me scroll it over so you can see it all on the screen. I'm going to remove all the trend lines, which are where the pivot points that were on there. So just a quick little educational tidbit. This brown line you see here, also with this one here, and again this bottom line here, are what are known as Bollinger Bands. This is the upper band, this is the SMA, or the simple moving average, and this is the lower band. These other bands you see here, you got the red line, which is your EMA. You got your blue line here, which is your WMA, and the yellow line, which is actually the Bollinger Band right now, which is your SMA. And that stands for your simple moving average. So right now I'm starting off, these are the pairs that I trade. I used to have a much longer list. If you follow my blog, coreyjwalker.blogspot.com, you will see that I used to trade a lot more pairs. I had about 32 or 33 that I was trading. It became too much, and I actually had a big loss. So I revamped my trading session, or my trading strategy, and I'm just trading these common pairs now. The other nice thing is I only have, as you'll see, I don't have multiple of the same currency. So that way, I have 3 Audi here, I have 3 euros, I have a few US dollars. But the hope of this, the goal of this is also so that I'm not shorting and longing the same currency multiple times. Alright, so I'm going to start off now by looking at the Audi Canadian on the 1 week chart here. I'm going to go up here, which you can't see because actually I can shrink my screen here. There we go. So I'm going to go up here, I'm going to draw a trend line, I'm going to add my pivot points. So I'm going to go over here, I'm going to draw my pivot point on here. My orders are automatically set to last for 2 days. So when I place an order, it lasts for 2 days. I usually don't check my account unless I get a text message alert that I had a limit order or a take profit order that took place. So right off the bat, I'm going to tell you that I will not be trading this pair right now. This lower bowl, my strategy is I line up either my S2 or my R2, which S2 in this case stands for support band level 2, which is this green bar here, and my R2 or my resistance level 2 is this red band here. This is the average, this is S1, this is R1. So I'm not going to trade this pair, at least not what I would call a normal trade. I'm going to place what I like to call a dream trade. If you read my blog, you'll see that I believe a dream trade is basically something that will never ever hit unless a miracle happens. So I'm going to go to the upper part of the Bollinger Band. I'm going to limit sell, and I'm just going to take a small, I look for small pips, small pip gains. That's all I'm trying to do here. But you see a small pip gain right there is a $3.22 profit. So if you follow the blog, you'll see that this strategy, I took out all the money, left my account with $100, and the 7-year plan is to grow that to $100 million. I've gotten some people that have emailed me and said that I'm crazy, I'm never going to do it, but you know what? A week later, I'm already up on nearly 20%. So I'm going to place that, and like I said, 99% positive it will never place. Alright, these videos I'm going to keep under 15 minutes. I'm already at 4.5, so I'm going to kind of whiz through these a little bit. So now next pair on my list is the AUD-CHF, which is again the Australian dollar, and we're going to right here I'm not even going to draw my pivot points. I'm going to stay out of this pair. When I see that a pair's weekly candlestick, let me change this actually to the regular candlestick, which is the average between the bid and the ask. When I see my pair's candlestick is outside of the Bollinger Bands, that is a red flag. I stay away. I won't even place not even a dream trade on something like that. Audi US dollar, same thing. It's outside of its Bollinger Bands. I am staying out. All right, Canadian Chinese. All right, so as it did dip out of its Bollinger Band. It is, however, back in. So I'm going to remove the current pivot points that are on the chart and draw new ones. Okay, so you see I'm not going to be setting a limit buy order. It's too far out of the Bollinger Bands. However, my R2 lines up very, very well with the upper Bollinger Band, so I am going to go ahead, set up a limit sell order here. I have these already automated to the amount of to 5,000 units there, or 5 lots. Or micro lots rather. Actually, a lot is 100,000 units. So I have a limit sell set up there. So I'm going to move on now to the Euro British Pound. I love this pair. I don't think enough people give it enough credit. This pair is very reliable. It's almost always within its Bollinger Bands. I mean, look, it hardly ever jumps out of it. I know Bollinger Bands technically are looking at history, and then you're drawing the lines on that. But even when you're trading, it very rarely drops out. That's why I like the 1 week chart, because the Bollinger Band will be drawn on that current week. Now you see here that this R2 is very slightly above my upper Bollinger Band. So what I do is I split the difference. I'm not about to take out a calculator. I just split the difference like this. See, this is going to use $123.44 margin. I don't want to use nearly 100% of my margin, so I'm going to cut that down a little bit and place that limit sell. I'm also going to split the difference here, which is basically right on, limit buy, and I'm going to place my order there. Alrighty, so now we've gone through 4 pairs. I'm going to go to Euro US dollar, one of the top 3 most traded pairs in the world, and draw my bands. Okay, so you're probably thinking, okay, I'm not going to trade this one because my pivot points are outside of my Bollinger Bands. However, this is where I not only use a little bit of my own personal judgment, but if my S1 or R1 respectively are inside the Bollinger Bands and the only pivot point that is outside of my Bollinger Bands is an S2 or an R2, in this case my S2 is below my lower band, I'm going to split the difference outside of the band. So I highly doubt this one will get picked up. As you can see here, I'm going to just adjust this to 3,000 units. As you can see here, the Euro US dollar took a sharp decline. There is a major debt crisis going on in Europe right now. However, the last month, mainly the last 3 weeks, counting this week, the pair has pretty much leveled out. It's just bouncing up and down. So once it breaks out of this little trend, I say if it goes below about 1,226 or above, let's look at this, above 125, I would buy or sell or buy respectively. So if it goes below here, I'm going to sell, and if it goes above here, I'm going to buy, because that's going to break through. All right, moving on. So Euro Canadian. All right, let's remove my bands. You can see it was outside of the Bollinger Band. My earlier on the week trades, my orders I placed on Sunday, I did not trade or place any orders with this because it was outside. Now it is back in, so I'm going to go ahead and draw my pivot points. So you see R1 and R2 are both above my band, my upper band, so I'm not going to place a limit sell, but I will place a limit buy down here, splitting the difference between my S2 and my lower Bollinger Band. All right. I don't have time to really get into it right now, but I will be making a video soon to show exactly why I keep the EMA and WMA on here. I more so use those, in my mind, I'm averaging these 3 together all the time. I'm kind of squishing them into one line. When they line up perfectly, great. That's less work for my mind. Also, you might be wondering why I'm not using the MACD. I do use the MACD when I'm already in a trade. A lot of my trades, like when my orders become executed into trades, lasts less than 30 minutes because I'm looking for such a small pip, but I'm using such a large amount of units that the percentage profit is typically between 3 and 4% of the account value. So if you have a $1,000 account and you have a 3% profit, you just made $30 in 30 minutes. If you have $1,000,000 account, do the math. So I'm going to go ahead and do a quick pause here. Hold on one second. Okay, sorry about that. So I'm back. So yes, I placed my limit buy here. Another video, like I said, I will go over these three. Like I said, I merged in my mind, and I also will go over a MACD trade with you sometime, or at least to walk you through how I use it. There's a lot of different ways to use it, but okay. So now British pound, Australian dollar. It is technically outside the Bollinger Band. I have been watching this one all week. It is coming back down slowly. I will, since it is right on that line, go ahead and draw my pivot points. It's not going to line up. It's going to be high. Yeah, like I thought, it's high. I'm staying out. I'll place a dream trade here. I already explained what that means, so I don't need to explain it again. So there's my dream trade. All right, British pound again against the CHF. I keep wanting to call it the Chinese. I'm sorry if I have done that already. I'm sorry. All right, so lower Bollinger Band with my R2. I'm sorry, with my S2. S1 is within the bands, so I'm going to go ahead and split the difference between my S2 and my lower Bollinger Band. Limit buy. I'm going to drop this again to 3,000 units. All right. And upper band and my R2 are pretty far apart. So this is where I'm going to look at kind of some history here, see how these have been trading. And I'm just going to actually go ahead and split the difference for the sake of this video. In another video, I will show you how I would probably bring that trade down a little closer to the pivot point. But all right, British pound, US dollar. This pair again has been on a downturn, favoring the US dollar. As we all know, our economy has been booming. It's kind of funny if you look at this. The S1 has been matched up perfectly with these trades. But even still, I have to stick to my system. My wife would always tell me stick to my system. So I'm going to line up, seeing as how these line up perfectly, I'm going to line up right with S2 and my lower band. I'm going to set my limit order. And boom, I'm done. I set that limit order. Moving on. All right, we got 2 minutes to get through these last couple of pairs here. All right, so earlier in the week, this one, if you read my blog, I stayed away, red flag. It was outside the Bollinger Band. It is back in. I'm going to draw my pivot points. I'm staying out of the limit sell order. They are R1 and R2 are both above that upper band, but my S1 is within and S2 is very close to the lower band, so I'm going to split the difference. All right, 5,000 units, limit buy. All right, NZD US dollar. I'm going to go ahead and place my pivot points. The thing I like about this pair is, yes, it had the US dollar boom again, like a lot of the pairs did against the US dollar. But with this one, I'm actually I'm just going to split the difference here. Limit buy 5,000. And this one I'm going to trade right on R2 just because I know this pair fairly well. I can explain that more in a later video. All right, US dollar Canadian. It is outside technically of its Bollinger Band. However, very slightly, the US dollar has been booming again. Both R1 and R2 are above. I'm staying away. All right, US dollar CHF. Here we go, drawing our pivot points here. All right, we're going to split this difference here for a limit sell. All right, limit sell that. Staying away from the limit buy. In our last pair, US dollar, Japanese yen, we're going to remove our pivot points here. And as I draw these pivot points, I just want to say thank you guys so much for watching this video. I hope it has been a very quick overview and insight into my trading strategy. I will continue to post more videos as time goes on. Some will be more specific than others, so Follow my channel, follow me on Twitter and Blogger.